Good morning.
Good morning, Teacher Muri.
How are you?
We are fine, thank you, Teacher Muri. And how are you doing?
How did you thank you?
Thank you, Teacher Muri.
Please sit down. We are continuing with the blood circulatory system, and today we are going to consider the heart. Or first, on which part of the body do you find the heart? Where do you find it?
Thoracic cavity.
So the heart is located in the thoracic cavity. Now, as we consider the heart, we are going to start from the chambers. The heart has got how many chambers? How many chambers? You put up your hand and respond.
There are 4 chambers of the heart.
We have how many chambers of the heart?
4 chambers.
4 chambers of the heart. So as we start this, on this side we are going to write, what is that? Hello? So that we don't mix up, right? On that side we write left, and on this side we write right, okay? So anything on this diagram on that side is referred to be on which side? The left side, right? That is how to denote them. You will find that this side here is thick, right? Each lower chamber is known as the, you put up your hand. Each lower chamber is known as the, yes, Miguela?
Are known as ventricle.
Very good. They are known as the ventricle. This one here is referred to as the left ventricle. The left what? Ventricle. Then on this side here we have
Right ventricle.
this one becomes the right. So as you can see, the left ventricle is thicker than the right ventricle. Why is the left ventricle thicker than the right ventricle? Yes, Abigail?
Is thicker than the right ventricle because the left ventricle pumps oxygenated blood to all parts of the body with high pressure.
The left ventricle pumps blood under high pressure to all parts of the body. That is the reason the left ventricle is thicker than the right ventricle. Now, let us come up here with some blood vessels of the heart. We are developing the chambers, but now, come in please. What I've shown here is called a valve, right? And you can see this valve points upwards, right? This valve points where? Upwards. Now, this valve here will control the flow of blood in a large vessel that goes to the other body parts, okay? This blood vessel here is there inside the blood vessel. It is found inside this blood vessel. Who can tell us which blood vessel this one is? Now, can we say aorta? Huh? Can you say aorta? So it is found inside the aorta. We are developing another one yet here. This one is pointing where? Where is it pointing? Huh? It is pointing down the way, right? This one pointing down the way. Here we are developing another chamber. There is an upper chamber here. So this valve here is between the upper chamber and the lower chamber. A valve which is found between the upper chamber and the lower chamber is called atrioventricular valve, right? That is a general name, atrioventricular valve. Can you say atrioventricular valve?
Atrioventricular valve.
Now, this valve here, its name is bicuspid, but its proper name in science is mitral valve. Can you say mitral?
Mitral.
Again?
Mitral.
Now, why do we call it bicuspid? Bi means 2, okay? So you can see there are these 2 flaps here, right? That is where the name comes from. There are these 2 flaps here. This one and this one are called cusps. So when it has got 2, we call it bicuspid valve. Do you get that right?
Yes.
Hello? Yes. We call it bicuspid what? But its proper name is mitral valve. Both of them are accepted in science, right? We have bicuspid valve or mitral valve. this valve here will prevent, the valve has got one function, to prevent the backward flow of blood. Meaning, when blood is supposed to move down here, this one prevents it from going back. It is supposed to be moving in one direction, the flow of blood that is, right? Even this one here, inside the aorta, right? It is supposed to allow blood to move in one direction. It should not be coming back here. Hello? Are we getting that right? Now, we are developing this upper chamber. And as you see, the upper chamber is much thinner, right? Hello? Here we have blood vessels which bring blood to the chamber here. Those blood vessels are very powerful. They are 4 in number. So here we'll demonstrate just 2 of them. But you should know that they are 4 in number. Okay? They are 4 in number. These blood vessels are the ones which are called, how do you call them? How do you call those blood vessels? How do you call them? Here? Yes, please.
They are called pulmonary veins.
They are called pulmonary veins. So these ones here are the pulmonary veins. Then we complete the upper chamber in this manner. Complete it there. So this one we have created here is the upper left chamber, which is known as the, how do you call it? Again?
Left atrium.
We call it the left. Can you say left atrium?
Left atrium.
Again?
Left atrium.
So going by this diagram, you can see that the lower chamber has got a thicker wall than the upper chamber. What is the main function of the upper chamber of the heart?
Receive blood.
Very well. Can you clap for him? The upper chamber of the heart is there to receive blood. How about the lower chamber? The lower chamber of the heart? The main function of the lower chamber of the heart? Yes?
To pump blood.
Very good. Can you clap for him? So this left lower chamber, the left ventricle, has got one function. That is to pump what? Blood. And this blood is pumped to the systems of the body, to all the systems of the body. This one here, the upper left chamber, that is the left atrium, is supposed to receive blood. Now, we are saying this one is pulmonary vein. Okay? Whenever you hear something pulmonary, it means to do with lungs. Are we getting that right? Yes. By definition, a vein is any blood vessel which transports blood to the heart. So when it is pulmonary vein, it means it transports that blood from the lungs to the heart. Are we getting that right? Yes. That is why it is given the name pulmonary vein. The pulmonary vein will transport blood from the lungs back to the heart. Right? Now we are coming to this other side. We are developing another blood vessel there. A very large blood vessel, very large one, which quickly subdivides into 2. Each one of them taking blood to either lungs. We have 2 lungs. We have the left lung and the right lung. So each one of them will go to either lungs. So this one here is what we call, how do you call it? Somebody? Yes, Masonda?
Pulmonary artery.
It is called the?
Pulmonary artery.
Again?
Pulmonary artery.
And we said the word pulmonary has to do with lungs. So if it is pulmonary artery, an artery by definition is any blood vessel which transports blood away from the heart, taking it from the heart to the outside part of the heart. Okay? Now, when we say pulmonary artery, pulmonary has to do with the lungs. So if it is an artery transporting blood to the outside of the heart, it means it takes it to the lungs. So pulmonary artery transports blood from the heart to the lungs. That is the function of this blood vessel. Are you getting that right? Now, this one here, these 2 have got 3 cusps. when we say 3 cusps, what I mean is that, you see they're facing up, right? They're facing up. Then you will find that there's another one on top, right? So they will be opening in 3 ways. When this one here has got 2 cusps, it means it is like this, right? So it opens in this manner, right? Are we getting that right? Yes. Opens and closes, right? To prevent the backward flow of what? Of blood. So this one here, can you say pulmonary arterial semilunar valve?
Pulmonary arterial semilunar valve.
Again?
Pulmonary arterial semilunar valve.
We say pulmonary arterial because it is inside the pulmonary artery. But the proper name is semilunar valve. Semi means half. Lunar has to do with moon. So it takes the shape of the half moon. Hello? Are you getting that right? Semi means half. Lunar has to do with the moon. So it takes the shape of half moon. Like this, right? That is the shape it takes. Okay? So that is the pulmonary arterial semilunar valve. But again, we have this one here. This one now, let us save time, is called the aortic semilunar. Can you say aortic semilunar valve?
Aortic semilunar valve.
Again?
Aortic semilunar valve.
So the aortic semilunar valve, aortic means it is inside the aorta, okay? Then the proper name is semilunar valve. So aortic tells you where it is found. Aortic semilunar valve. Then we develop the last valve here. How do you call this valve here? Cuspid means cusps. Those cusps, okay? So when we say tricuspid, it means it has got how many cusps? So we call it tricuspid valve. We said this one and this one also have got 3 cusps, but those ones are not referred to as tricuspid. They have their names known as what? Semilunar, okay? Because of the shape they take, the shape of the half moon, right? But this one is the one which now carries the name. Then now we develop the last chamber here. We have some large vessels here. We have 2 large vessels here, okay? This one down here and this one up there, right? This one up here is known as superior. This one down here is known as the inferior. But both of them are known as vena. So we have superior vena cava and the inferior vena cava, okay? The superior vena cava and the inferior vena cava, their function is to collect blood from all the parts of the body and bring it back to the heart. Hello? Collecting blood from all parts of the body and bringing it back to the heart. Now get this about the vena cava and the aorta. The largest artery in the body is known as the aorta. That is the largest artery in the body, okay? Every other artery is smaller than it. The largest vein, the blood vessel which carries blood back to the heart, the largest vein is the vena cava. But in the vena cava, we have this one here, carrying blood from the superior part of the body, the head region and the upper limbs there, back to the heart. While this inferior collects it from the limbs down there, the stomach areas, the liver and the rest, bringing it back to the heart. Now, having looked at that, I want us to look briefly at the layers of the heart. On the outside here, that shading there is a tough fibrous sac. That tough fibrous sac is there to prevent, it is for physical protection. It prevents the heart from overstretching, overexpanding. Are we getting that right? So it provides a physical protection. It is known as, how do you call it? Let us save time. This one here is called the pericardium. Can you say pericardium? Pericardium. Eh? Pericardium. Peri means perimeter, right? Peri means perimeter. Perimeter is the distance round, right? All round, okay? Peri means perimeter. So it protects the heart from the outside, right? Cardium here has to do with the heart. When you hear something like cardium, it has to do with the heart. Hello? It is there to ensure that blood inside there moves smoothly, okay? Without turbulence. It moves very smoothly. Are we getting that right? Yes. This layer inside there is what we call the endocardium. Can you say endocardium? Endocardium. Again? Endocardium. Endo means inside, okay? Or internal, okay? Cardium has to do with the heart. So endocardium is the layer of the heart which is inside the heart, and it prevents blood from developing the what? Big pressure, okay? Inside there, okay? Now, we don't want turbulence inside there. Now, another layer there is made up of now muscles. This one inside here. Can you say myocardium? Myocardium. 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 Myo, anytime you hear myo in science, it has to do with muscles, okay? Muscles of the heart. That is where now we find the muscles of the heart. And you can see the muscles on this side are thicker than the ones on this side. The muscles of the heart are known as cardiac muscles, okay? Generally they are called cardiac muscles, right? Those are the cardiac what? Muscles. Now, when you look at the diagram of the heart, you will realize that this part here appears pointed, right? While up here, it appears almost flat. So this part which appears almost flat is the one that we refer to as the base of the heart. We'll come back to the heart through these two blood vessels. There are 4 in number, we said so, right? They're called the pulmonary veins. They will enter here, and that blood has got a lot of oxygen, okay? That's got a lot of oxygen, meaning it is oxygenated. When blood is oxygenated, it has got which color? We say bright red. Can you say bright red? Huh? The bright red color is on the left side, okay? On this side here, we have the opposite of bright is dark. So on this side, we have the dark red, okay? Dark red blood. It is dark red. In our diagrams, you will see the color blue. Blood is never blue, okay? That is just used to differentiate the two natures of what? Of blood. So we have the dark red blood on this side and the bright red. So this blood entering here is actually bright red, okay? And it has got a lot of what? A lot of oxygen, okay? This blood with a lot of oxygen has got high pressure, okay? It is brought into the left ventricle. From the left ventricle will contract. And when it contracts, this one also contracts. You don't find one ventricle contracting and another one relaxing. No, they contract at the same time. When this one is pushing its blood up here, this one is also pushing it up here. So from here, it goes into the aorta, of course, through the aortic semilunar valve. The aorta will now take it to the rest parts of the body. It will subdivide into the rest parts of the body. Okay? Now, that blood having moved to all the parts of the body will have lost a lot of oxygen. When it loses a lot of oxygen, it collects on the way also carbon dioxide and other impurities, right? Then it develops low pressure. Okay? So the blood with low pressure from the lower limbs and the other lower parts of the body will come back to the heart through the inferior vena cava. Okay? Then the one from the head region, the trunk and the rest will come back to the heart through the inferior vena cava, entering the heart through the right atrium, right? That is the right atrium. the right atrium, right? It gets in through the tricuspid valve into the right ventricle. From the right ventricle, it is pumped into the pulmonary arteries. Then the pulmonary arteries will take the blood to the lungs. What is blood going to do in the lungs? What is blood going to do in the lungs?
To be oxygenated.
To be oxygenated. So how do we call that process? How do you call it in one word?
It's called oxygenation.
We call it oxidation, right? Now, when you are going to draw and name it, the parts of the heart drawn and named, or any other part of the body drawn and named, how do we call that? The naming, the drawing and naming of the parts of a body. We call it the anatomy. So that is the anatomy. That's what we were doing, okay? The anatomy of the physical outlook, okay? How does it look like? What are the names of those parts? That's what we were doing here. Having done that, I want somebody to just rise and summarize for us what we were looking at. In your own words. Don't use Teacher Muli's words. Who is coming to do that?
Today we are going to learn about the blood circulatory system. We are going to learn about the heart. What is the heart? The heart is a muscular organ used to pump blood to all parts of the body.
As we took, the heart have 4 chambers. There is upper chambers and the lower chambers. The upper chambers are called atrium, and the lower chambers are called ventricle. The left ventricle, it is thicker than the right ventricle because it pumps blood by high pressure to other parts of the body.
We talked about the parts of the heart, and we see that the parts of the heart and the heart itself, it is very important to our bodies, because if we don't have the heart, if the heart stops beating or stop pumping blood to all the left ventricle stops to pump blood to all the other parts of the body, then the human being or the animal will die, because the animal and the human being, they all need the heart, because the heart, it is the one which pumps blood and it makes the blood to be energized. And if we look to the parts, every part has its function. The right ventricle, it takes the blood to the lungs. When it reaches to the lungs, the lungs oxygenate the blood, and it brings it back to the left ventricle, so that the left ventricle to pump its blood by higher pressure to go to all the body parts.